What's going on, guys? Welcome to AlgiereRanch, where we have a homestead in the front and a ranch in the back. My name is Charlotte, and today I wanted to just take you guys through a normal morning here on the ranch. Today's going to be kind of a chill morning, so figured we could just hang out, drink some iced coffee together, and just have a chill day. So that's what we're going to do. So I'll probably work on the garden a little bit, play with the boys, obviously, which is just a given at this point, and just hang out. So let's get to it. Hello, mister. This is his little toy. Every time it moves, it makes a noise. But he was knocking it off earlier, so we just tied a little string to it because he's had one of those before. And somebody, Zeus, ate the whole thing. Yes, you did. Tucky is just the most spoiled ranch cat ever. He has his own little house. He can go in there whenever, but he actually just chooses to hang out on top of it more than anything and just watch everybody like a freaking king. So that's what he does. But I don't know if you guys can hear the cicadas, but they have been so insane this year. I mean, they're so loud. It's like a just constant buzz of cicadas, and then every once in a while there'll be one that just flies right at you. I mean, you like can't go outside without seeing one. It's insane. Looks like we have actually some mushrooms. Okay, so Jay and I don't eat mushrooms at all. Like, I used to love them as a kid, and now I don't, which is just backwards. But are these, I know nothing about mushrooms, so if these are not the ones that you eat, don't make fun of me, but what kind of mushrooms are these? We have them there, and another one over here. Oh my gosh, what? They're actually everywhere. Even if they are the edible ones, not like we would eat them anyways, but we'd give them to somebody who does. So if you know if those mushrooms are edible or have any type of value, let me know. Today I was thinking that we could, there's a lot of weeds in the garden, so I need to pull those. We're gonna get some compost this weekend, which I'm super excited about, because once we have that, then we'll be able to just get everything actually planted and in the ground. We were struggling actually to find good compost that wasn't, we found some on like Facebook Market and stuff, but by the time you pay for shipping and everything, the shipping would more than double a lot of what the actual compost costed. And we just have one car, so we don't have a truck to haul it all in. So we were kind of struggling with that, but we finally found, we went to go get some more chickens the other day from one of our friends, and which I'll show you guys that eventually, but and they just had a bunch, and they were like, oh, well, yeah, you can have some of that. So we were like, how did we not think of that in the first place? So that was amazing, and I'm just glad that we were just gonna get some at the store. The stuff that we have in this one bed that we have full, there's cicada. It's just from Tractor Supply, so, which is totally fine, still does the job, but to fill up as many beds as we have, it just would have been a lot. So I'm actually gonna open up this, it's not really a gate, but this fence so that the boys can come hang out with me while I'm in here, because otherwise Apollo's gonna throw his ball at me and it's gonna go through the fence, and then he's gonna be upset, so we don't want that. Watch out! There you go. Obviously I need to get those back out of the driveway. One thing I did forget, which I know I had them in my hand, but I put them down, is my gloves. So if I'm gonna be pulling weeds out of here, I definitely want my gloves. So we still have a decent amount of time until we gotta get back inside and get to work. So we're just gonna work on this a little bit. It actually kind of worked out that we didn't get the compost until a while because I need to pull these weeds out of here. We decided not to put bedding down in the gardens, like the mats, just because they are so shallow, so that it's almost like being on the ground. But this is what they're looking like right now. Not amazing, but we're gonna get the compost, fill these up, and then they will look amazing. So I'm gonna work on getting all these pulled. And then this is what these look like now. So this is basil and then tomatoes. The white powder is diatomaceous earth, actually. So we had some hornworms on the tomatoes, and there's some holes in them, which you can see here. So we did put that on there to see if that helps with them at all. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm not sure if I love the idea, just because it will deter good bugs for them as well. So, but they're so new and little that I wanted to get something on there to hopefully prevent that. This one might be done for, just because, I mean, you can see they took out a decent amount. But this one over here still looks pretty good. So I'm gonna try that. And so that's the update with those. And then we also have a little grapevine over here, which actually snapped in half. So that's why I'm trying to hold it up with this thing. So it snapped right here. And I had that zip tie on it at first, but I can take that one off because this one is really holding it up here. So actually it looks much better than it did. It was just completely flopped over. So, and then we also have these blueberries, which are doing great. So these are the ones that when we had a goat, the goat started picking, which is why there's so many over here. That was like the one thing at the time when we did have a goat that he was not supposed to eat. And he would literally come outside and just start eating those right away. So, you know, that's how it goes with goats, apparently. That's what I've heard. So, which, that whole thing was just so much fun, actually having him. So, we had one goat, which I know is not ideal, but this is what they do all morning. And of course Titan lets him have it because Titan is just the best big brother ever. So, but anyways, we had one goat. We were planning on getting a whole herd. Those cicadas are going crazy, but we decided against it. And then we ended up with like one singular goat because he was bottle fed, and then we didn't have anywhere to put him, etc., etc. So we did end up getting rid of him. But actually, the people who we got the chickens from recently, they took him in, so we got to go see him too, which was fun. And he's gotten so much bigger. He was a little bottle baby, like I said, so we loved him. He was so cute. But yeah, no, he would come outside and just eat all these plants, all the actual leaves off the blueberry plant. So I didn't love that. We had this plant from last year just in a pot. We had it in one of these pots. Are you serious? So then this year we just planted it in the ground. Actually, we have this one too. And same deal happened with this one. But he might have like completely done this one in. It might be able to revive, but just he destroyed all of that. So those are our blueberries. Hopefully we'll get some good blueberries this year. Last year we got a few, but apparently the first year they're not really like, they don't bloom a whole lot or fruit a whole lot, so I wasn't super worried about it. But now that they are here and in the ground, I'm like, okay, I want some blueberries. So I am definitely excited about that. And then we also have a ton of blackberry plants down in the pasture area. So we're gonna have lots of blackberry, it looks like, because we'll walk down there and then we'll just see a bunch of new blueberry bushes that are starting to flower. So that's pretty cool. By the summertime, we'll have lots of fruit from in here. And then this in here is a lemon tree, which also is from last year. But I kept this one in a pot just because they don't do well in the cold. So when it gets cold outside, then we'll have to bring that one back in. But I mean, it survived in a tiny little pot for so long. Honestly, last year, I just put it in like a small pot that we had in the house. And I mean, it's like still doing pretty good. So I'm kind of impressed by the resilience of this one. This pot doesn't have anything in it yet, but I'm gonna put mint in there. So we have mint going inside also from last year, and that one's definitely outgrowing the pot as well. But I've heard with mint that it'll just keep on expanding and expanding. So if you put it in a garden bed, it'll just take over the whole bed, and I don't want that to happen. So that's why I'm gonna put it in this little pot to just kind of contain it a little bit. And then we'll dry some mint and have them for, we really just want it for some tea. That's the plan with that one. Just rude. You just use Ty because he's nice. Okay, so I'm gonna work on this one first, just because this is definitely the worst one. Now I can just, you know, kind of get in here and actually do it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so I'm letting them in here right now because there's not very much for them to mess up. I mean, they're not interested in the plants and stuff, but he'll do stuff like that and just pounce at his ball and not care about anything in his way. So I just see him like throwing that on a plant and then diving at it to go get it. So I was like, you know what? I think a fence on this would be a good thing for them too. Apollo is just so obsessed with his ball that when it's around, literally nothing else matters. Also, I don't know if you can see in this frame, but I have a little tub over there, like just a big gray Tupperware. That is our compost bin that we're using for now. So we wanted to start a big compost pile and be able to use that for the garden, and we will do that eventually and just probably have it for next year. But we just couldn't find a great spot for it. We were still trying to organize our pasture areas for a while, so we just didn't want to start one somewhere and then need it for pasture. So that's kind of why we just didn't do anything with the compost yet. So recently I made a little miniature compost because, I mean, we still have kitchen scraps and everything, obviously. So if we had them, I didn't want to just, you know, throw them away or just not put them to use. So we have a little miniature compost bin going, which is nice. So these sticks right here, we put these in just to hold the walls up. I mean, they're not like drilled in or anything. We might eventually want to if they start to like roll away. Hopefully they don't. But the boys, these boys right here, they see those as toys. So every once in a while, when they're in here, they'll like start chewing on these from, they don't rip them out or anything, thankfully, but they'll just start chewing on them like it's a toy put there for them. So there's chew marks in some of these. But literally what we did to build this whole thing was, so we are working on clearing the land there in the back. And so we had a lot of cedar logs. We had a timber company come out and take out all of the cedar trees, and they left some of the logs that they didn't want. So that's what these are. They were just laying around up there, and we took our little golf cart and brought them back up here. And obviously the garden is kind of on a slope. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but so just a flat garden on the ground, it would have washed away a little bit if we got a big rain. So we didn't want to do that. So we were like, okay, well, let's just make some beds with the stuff that we have. So we went back there, got the logs, and then put them in and laid them out. So they're just like resting. And then we put these sticks from a pallet that we had. That's what's going on here. And then the bags, or the little white walls that you see, those are bags from horse feed that we saved to do this, so that the water doesn't just run out. So that's how we made this garden bed, and I like it because it adds character. So they're not perfect by any means, but I think they're cute. So it's kind of funny because this spot right here where the whole garden is, it was actually one of the best grassy areas that we had on the property. And obviously we had to dig in these to get the grass out. Kind of hurt us a little bit to watch it happen, just because we're trying to grow grass literally everywhere else. We took a patch of grass with a shovel and we would place it somewhere else over there. So we saved the grass that we did take from these little beds and put them over there. And I kind of knew, obviously, that we'd have to come back through and pull the weeds once it rained a little bit and we could see where the weeds still were. So I'm not too worried about that. If they start to grow back up with all of the soil on there and everything, well, I guess I'll just be pulling weeds this year, and that's fine. And on to the next bed. I'm sure you guys probably can't see it very well, but I'll get another little video of it and show you. But the people that owned the land before, like a long time ago, they would basically, I think, just use the backyard, so like this area right here, as their trash landfill. So we have found the most random stuff in our yard. I mean, obviously we find stuff like, I just saw a bunch of broken glass in here, so that's what reminded me of it. But we've also found curling iron, wires to like some sort of electric thing, like a lot of electric stuff. Just the most random things that you would expect to find in the middle of a pasture or in a garden, and we'll start digging or something, and then next thing you know, there's curling iron. So that's been interesting. I mean, definitely it hurts me kind of to see all the glass on the ground, but it's okay. We're making it better little by little the more we do stuff like this. So here is a little bottle cap top. So stuff like that we'll just find everywhere. Have to get rid of it. So there was also like little kids here before apparently, and we found like doll heads and little figurines, and it's almost just kind of creepy. There was one in the chicken area for a while, just like a doll head covered in dirt. I did not like that one. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, like all this glass, piece of plastic. So anywhere we go, I mean, we find this stuff all over around here. We find it in the pasture and everything, so we literally just keep a trash bucket with us wherever we go and pick it up as we see it. But right now I'm just finding a lot, so just trying to get as much as I can see at least. Alright, we got one last garden bed to work on for the weeds. So for that compost bin, I dug out a spot to put that thing. When I dug out, I mean, we find rocks and roots almost every time we dig into the ground. And now Zeus is, I left one up because I couldn't get it. And now Zeus is trying to rip it out. So we still do that sometimes. And I'm like, well, that's fine because otherwise I would have to rip it out. So if you're gonna play tug of war with a stick, it's fine if it's that one. So lots more glass, little spring, metal pieces, whatever little curly Q thing this is. So always just finding the most random stuff around here, for real. We're making it better. So I think that's all I'm gonna do with those for now. I might come out here this evening. Probably come out again this evening and keep working on these, but I'm gonna clean off the edges so that those weeds I did pull out don't just grow right back around them. We're gonna get the compost this weekend and start putting everything in the ground. Oh my gosh. All right, well, we'll go up, wear these boys out a little bit more and get on with our day. But these cicadas are really starting to come out. So they were flying at me for a second there. It's getting warmer out here and everything. It's about time to start the day. I'm gonna finish wearing these boys out and then get ready for the day. So thank you guys for watching. We really do appreciate all the support. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. Hope you have an amazing day. Talk to you later. Bye.